Hi, and welcome to week 3 of your 6-week reading plan through the book of Malachi in preparation for our upcoming retreat together. I am so looking forward to our conversations when we finally get to be in person, and I am praying that God is giving you lots of wisdom and an eagerness to share when we are together. Before we look at the passage that you're going to read today, which comes from Malachi 2, verses 1 to 9, I want to ask you to give your retreat leader some feedback. Have you responded to my challenge to get together with a friend or a couple of friends and simply read the whole book of Malachi together out loud? This could feel a little out of your comfort zone, but I promise nothing weird will happen. It's just reading a book together. It will only take you about 15 minutes, but here is the thing. Malachi was meant to be heard out loud. This was originally meant to be read to the community and then explained, and they were meant to absorb it by hearing it. People back in the day did not have Bible Gateway on their phones, okay? So when you hear it out loud with a friend, you're gonna hear new things come out. It's gonna emphasize things in a different way, and I promise you, it's gonna give you a more rich experience of this text. So let your retreat coordinator know if you have done this already. I really wanna hear about it when I see you at retreat, okay? We're going to look at Malachi 2 verses 1 to 9 today. And as you begin to consider this text this week, here is my question for you. Who are the spiritual leaders that you admire? Who are the spiritual leaders that have influence on you in your life? Maybe you are thinking of some famous preachers and writers. Maybe you're thinking of Charlie Dates or Beth Moore or John Piper, writers that we really glom onto and enjoy what they have to say. Or maybe you're thinking of someone local, a pastor in your church or a leader who you've served with and you've grown to love and trust for advice. Maybe you are thinking of spiritual leaders that aren't Christians at all, but you just like the advice and wisdom that they seem to have to share. Maybe you're an addict of Oprah's podcast or of Dax Shepard. We have all kinds of options, right, when it comes to receiving spiritual influence. And what we see in this passage is that there are real consequences to who we choose to follow. And there are real consequences when people choose to follow us. Whoever we are and what we are doing during the day, there is someone who we are influencing in a spiritual way. Whether it is that little child that you're chopping up a snack after school, or maybe it's a coworker or an elderly person that you're checking in with, there is someone who we are teaching something spiritual to in our actions and in our words. And these things have consequences, as we will see in our passage. So my challenge to you, other than reading the book out loud, when you consider these verses this week, is to consider your spiritual influences and your spiritual influence. And I think you're going to see what God commends in that role and what he warns against. I hope you have a great week.